right, it's that time of year where all kinds of people are experiencing respiratory problems. Not just pollen, but also more and more people are getting a condition called RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, which can almost feel like COVID, especially to young kids and old people. So let's talk about lungs, asthma, sinus, and breathing issues. The lungs supply the body with oxygen through the nose and the mouth, and this oxygen is then carried by red blood cells to all the cells in the body, and without this vital oxygen, we would slowly suffocate, become run down, weak, and ill. How many of us really breathe deeply and well? Without adequate oxygen, our cells can barely function. We invite disease and age prematurely. So if you put something in your body that doesn't belong, like milk, cheese, candy, bread, alcohol, smoke, sugar, processed foods, drugs, bacteria, viruses, etc., your body tries to protect you from all that. And because your lung tissues are really very delicate, so the body forms mucus as a protective coating to coat the tissues. The problem is those tissues can't breathe anymore because of all that slime. And after a while, that warm, gooey stuff becomes a breeding ground for germs and bacteria, viruses, mold, parasites, and yeast. There is no magic pill to get rid of congestion or mucus. Sure, there are decongestants, but they just dry you up, and then that only makes things worse because now your protective layer is gone and the bad stuff goes deeper into your cells and corrodes your tissues. So you need to stop doing what caused the irritation in the first place, and then exercise and cleanse to clear out the accumulated crap that's suffocating your cells and ultimately you. So yeah, pollen, dust, mold, and air pollution can obviously mess up your lungs, also including smoking, vaping, and marijuana, and even the carcinogens in the air from the burnt toast this morning, and as if that toast and jam isn't bad enough by itself. People think that pollen is bad in the spring, but for many people, fall is actually the worst time for allergies because of ragweed, which starts releasing its pollen in late summer, typically in August, and the pollen production for ragweed usually peaks in the fall, usually around like mid-September, October. This is because ragweed thrives in the cooler, late summer, early autumn weather, and as temperatures drop and the winds pick up, the pollen can travel like long distances, like hundreds of miles, making lives miserable for people everywhere. So if you get postnasal drip and sinus issues when going outside in your neighborhood, it's possible that ragweed could be contributing to those symptoms, especially during this time of year. But don't just blame the stuff in the air. A healthy body is actually pretty good at getting rid of unwanted visitors if it's working right, but most people aren't healthy. They've already got a dirty liver, half-functioning kidneys, dirty blood, and the lungs are clogged with mucus from all that dairy and wheat and sugar and alcohol, cigarette smoke, cream sauces, cooked food, fast food, and all that processed crap that people call food. Sugar, including fruit sugar, is rocket fuel for anything with metabolism like bacteria, fungus, mold, yeast, parasites, all of which love the lungs because they're warm and moist and gooey. You know, the immune system isn't going to help much if it's been wiped out with alcohol and drugs and medication and sugar and lack of sleep and lack of sunlight, never-ending stress and tension. Did you know one of the biggest causes of asthma is stress? So you're like so stressed you literally can't breathe. So when you go to a doctor for asthma, they give you epinephrine and steroids, inhalers or steroids. These are naturally produced in the body to control asthma, so when a person has breathing problems, it means the body is probably having problems producing epinephrine and steroids. So where are those things produced in the body? The adrenal glands. This tells us that the adrenal glands are failing to work properly, and you have to substitute for the body's production of these substances to control the asthma. So what's the major cause of worn out adrenals? Well, stress, obviously, and stimulants like coffee, energy drinks, and sugar. But wait, that's not all. Where are the adrenals located? On top of the kidneys. The adrenal glands rely on signals from the kidneys to regulate their hormone production, which includes aldosterone to regulate the salt and water balance and blood pressure and stuff like that. Epinephrine and norepinephrine, which help the body respond to stress. So, if the kidneys are messed up, the adrenals can't function properly and vice versa. So what messes up the kidneys? Drumroll, you guessed it, bread, sugar, refined carbs, processed foods, too much protein and salt, antibiotics, drugs including aspirin, and yes, of course, that pizza, ice cream, and cookies that you've had. Well, when I was a kid, I lived off nothing but sugar, wheat, dairy, and soda pop. I had allergies so bad, I whistled when I took took a breath. I had to use an inhaler, but that's steroids, which mess up the kidneys, which wipe out the adrenals, which weaken the immune system and just makes things worse. I almost ended up in the hospital. It was so bad. The adrenals. Histamine and leukotriene stimulate asthma attacks, and epinephrine and steroids suppress the attacks. That's why inhalers work, because they are steroids, and corticosteroids are both anti-inflammatory. Remember, asthma is an inflammatory allergic reaction. The problem is those pharmaceutical steroids are thousands of times higher than what the adrenals can produce naturally. So the perceived abnormally high levels of steroids leads to shrinking of the adrenals and a lot of decreased steroid production, obviously, by the adrenals. So the final result is an increased reliance on the external source of steroids, because the adrenals have atrophied and cannot produce sufficient levels of steroids on their own anymore. So people become dependent on inhalers and need to use them more frequently. I'm sure you know this story. So anyone who's ever had asthma knows that even the slightest tiny bit of stress can trigger an attack. Somebody asks you a question and you start coughing and choking because you have to say something, right? I mean, you feel like you're being grilled in court or something. Any kind of stress can set this off, like loud noise, negative people or news, staying up late, animal dander, heck, even just someone looking at you can set it off. Stimulants are actually a form of stress also. So coffee, energy drinks, aspirin, cold and flu medications, nicotine patches and gum, ephedra, antihistamines, amphetamines, weight loss products, or any kind of excitement can trigger asthma attacks. You need to rebuild the adrenals, but first you have to stop the things that wear them down. Get away from anything stressful. Isolate yourself from the world if you can for a while. Play soft music. You have to stop the steroids, the stimulants, the sugar, the wheat, the coffee, the bread, the dairy. Stop all of it. Yes, even fruit juice. Go on a green juice fast, or just lots of water, and sleep a lot. Sleep propped up. That helps a lot better. Don't lie flat. So step 1 is to find a quiet, safe place to recover. Step 2 is stop all the bad stuff that messed you up. Step 3 is clean up the mess inside you. Try fasting. Stop eating and let the body concentrate on getting rid of waste. Drink lots of water or green juice. Chlorophyll is like liquid oxygen. Fasting is not advisable for children under 12. But doing a few days of nothing but vegetable juices is okay. No fruit juice, stop all forms of sugar. Okay, so water. Shower and wash your hair every day, because your hair collects all kinds of dust, pollen, and dander that goes right into your nose, your mouth, your sinuses, and your lungs. No pets in the bedroom. Wash your sheets regularly. Get an air cleaner, a good one, not the cheap little things. Get a big, good one. Replace your house air filters. Get an neti pot. Warm up clean water until it's the same temperature as your finger. Stir in a teaspoon of neti pot salt. Tilt your head sideways over a sink. Stick the neti pot in your nostril and then run the water through your sinuses until the inside of your head is washed clean. Alternate both sides of your head. I made a video about this. Do this twice a day. Get an enema. Do an enema. caraenema.com. Same thing. Body temperature, mildly warmed water, no salt. Clean out your colon. If your adrenals are worn out, you're not eliminating properly like you should. So do an enema like maybe twice a week. You don't go crazy with it. You don't want to wash out your good gut flora. Sleep propped up. A humidifier helps. You can even use a little handheld steamer. Just get it to run for a minute in front of your face for several times a day. Take hot baths, drink lots of water, and get lots of rest. Play soft music. Get a massage if you can. Again, stop all dairy, sugar, wheat, and anything baked in an oven. Do lots of garlic, ginger, and horseradish root. That'll help kill anything bad inside your lungs. Blend it up with some apple cider vinegar and down several shots a day. I know it'll burn, but it'll help clean out the bad stuff. Make my famous tea. Go outside and get some pine needles and some rosemary and make some tea with it, and add some licorice root, which you can order online or get from your local Asian or herbal store. If you can get some cactus and aloe vera, make the cactus aloe orange juice smoothie. But what you need most to rebuild your adrenals is lots and lots and lots of vitamin C. Not the synthetic cheap white powder from the store. I mean herbal vitamin C. Make your own or use my ready-to-use powder made from the most powerful sources like sea buckthorn, goobinge, acerola, guava, rosehip, orange peel, watercress, and amla berry. Take 1.5 heaping tablespoons in some water 4 times a day. You can't take too much of this. Your adrenals and thyroid will suck up that vitamin C like a vacuum cleaner. You also need adaptogenic herbs to rebuild the adrenals. They help with stress, calming you down, and rebuilding the adrenals. The most powerful ones are jogulin, ashwagandha, fotai, astragalus root, grapeseed extract, eleuthero, pine bark, rosemary suma, and licorice root. They work best when combined with each other because they work their magic from a different angle. You can get it yourself or just use my ready-to-use age-free formula. Take it 3 to 4 times a day with the vitamin C. Just do it and watch what happens. Maybe add some pantothenic acid, some magnesium of some kind, like a spoonful of calm, some B12, TMG if you can get it, trimethylglycine. That's also in my Green Pro C, my Night Rebuild, my Man Force, and my Power Formula. Another thing that helps the lungs breathe easier is filling a double O capsule half full with food-grade peppermint oil drops and swallowing it with a bit of water. Make sure you're not sensitive to peppermint. Make sure the peppermint oil is food grade. I use Nature's Fusions. I'll put a link down below. You don't need to fill it all the way up, just a third or a half. And I know this sounds kind of like the last thing you'd ever want to do, but try lifting some weights. For some reason, it helps your lungs breathe better. Just try it. If you can handle the air outside, go for a walk a couple times a day, get some fresh air and sunlight if the pollen doesn't bother you. Move your body and breathe deep. You need to reclaim your life. You need to just heal and breathe and just feel better. Peace be with you. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video.